Okay, so good morning and welcome to today's class. So if you'd like to start by getting yourselves nice and comfortable in your usual seated positions. As always, ensuring that you're supported underneath your buttocks or your knees, or maybe for your back, whatever it is you need to be able to settle in a position enabling you to relax your legs and to keep your spine in a really nice, neutral, natural upright position. So just take a few moments to balance your shoulders directly above your hips. You might even like to just play with that a little bit and maybe move your body slightly forwards and slightly back, kind of swaying on your center to just kind of find that place in the middle where everything begins to feel really balanced and light. A sense of lightness can be experienced. Allowing your eyelids to lightly close so that you're bringing your attention inwards, noticing the sensations inside as you're starting to let go. Feeling the support of the floor beneath or your seat beneath, whatever that might be. And as the shoulders balance above the hips, keeping the spine nice and neutral and very effortlessly lengthened. Allow the body to start to really relax and release around that neutral, natural upright spine. Relaxing into the pelvis, kind of letting go of the body from the waist down and just allowing that to really settle down into the support. So you're really grounding down through your base, keeping this sense of lightness through the spine. So there's that kind of opposite sensation of rising and that sense of grounding at the same time. Ensuring that you're relaxing through the legs, relaxing the knees and the calves, letting go of the feet and the ankles. Just being aware of your pelvic floor without contracting the pelvic floor in any way or without really holding on in any way there. Just be aware of that area and create the lightest of lifts there so that it's a sensation that you can sustain. There's no effort, but you're just very gently creating a light lift in the pelvic floor so that you're helping to contain your energy. So there's no tension, there's pretty much next to no effort at all, but there's an awareness of just creating that lightest lift so that energy is not just pouring out of your base chakra. To align your spine in this way, also aligning your 7 major chakras that run down the center of the body. Relating to nerve endings or glands. And these chakras are created by many energy lines crossing in the same place. So they create this kind of junction of energy, if you like. And as we align the spine and align the energy centers, relaxing around that neutral, naturally upright spine. We settle into the stillness of that. The face is relaxing and becoming softened, expressionless. Forehead feels smooth and relaxed. Eyebrows relax. The eyelids are lightly closed. Cheeks relaxing. Jaw relaxing. Throat relaxing. Letting the tongue rest, perhaps in the floor of the mouth, or maybe just touching the roof of the mouth behind your top teeth, but do let the tongue relax. Relax the jaw, relaxing the throat. Keeping the spine nice and neutral, be aware of your shoulders and let them just melt down away from your ears. Let the weight of the elbows relax towards the floor. Hands, palms face upwards, and relaxing onto the legs somewhere so that the arms can remain relaxed. And bringing that light contact to the thumb and the first fingertips if it's not already there. Other three fingers relaxed, as straight as is comfortable, and all in contact with each other. So there are no spaces between the fingers. Again, containing the energy in the hands and redirecting it back into the body. Be aware of your breathing, don't alter it in any way, just become aware of the breath. Now, it may or may not be true for you, but there may be a real softness in your breathing now. Don't worry if that's not true for you. Just notice how your body is breathing at this moment. You're not doing it. In that softness, listen to the sounds you can hear. Try and search out different sounds rather than focusing on any one particular sound. Be very aware of your physical body. And as you're aware of your physical body and the sensations, take control of your breathing and start to gently lengthen and deepen. So breathing through the nose, begin to take a longer, slower, deeper breath in and notice how that feels. Be aware of the sensation of the exhalation and continue with that awareness and begin to lengthen and deepen your breathing. Breath by breath, gently lengthening. Feel the sensations of your body gently expanding outwards as you're breathing in. And feel the sensation of everything gently contracting inwards as you give your exhalation. Feeling deeply into the sensations of your breathing, gently lengthening and deepening. Take as long as you need, and as your breath settles into a smooth, deep rhythm, you can begin to practice the complete yogic breath, looking into the eyebrow center, drawing the breath smoothly and gently in through the both nostrils and directing that down towards your diaphragm, filling your body smoothly and gently outwards and upwards. On the exhalation, relaxing through the upper portions of the body, smoothly, gently through the ribs with a very light contracting of the ribs. Abdomen drawing gently back and slightly up towards the end of the breath. So it's almost effortless. It's a controlled, smooth, deep breath, filling the body gently from the bottom up and emptying the body gently from the top down in a smooth, controlled, but effortless way, looking into the eyebrow center. Take as long as you need to settle into that complete yogic breath. And as you're settling in,
Become aware of the 4 parts of your breath. Receiving the in-breath, drawing in that life-affirming, life force energy, pranic energy. Having a moment, absorbing, and then giving the exhalation, releasing toxins, tension, just letting go back into the universe, and nothing you need to hold on to right now. You've given yourself this time. Allow yourself to be here now, cleansing, soothing, calming, coming into your calm center, looking into the eyebrow center, focusing on the complete yogic breath and the sensations of the breath, waving gently up and down your body like the swell of the ocean. Smooth receiving of the in-breath. Pause. The giving of the out-breath, the letting go. And then the still point where you rest in your own divine spirit, just momentarily. All 4 parts of breath. Receiving, pause, giving, still point. Not holding the breath in any way, not minding the gap. looking into the eyebrow center. Take a nice deep breath in and out now. And then staying with the eyebrow center, taking a steady in breath to open with the chanting of the mantra Om. Take another steady in breath and repeat a silent Om to yourself. Looking into the eyebrow center, imagine that gently poured over you from above, resting in the silence that follows. Let your breathing take care of itself. Keeping the eyes closed, notice that stillness. Again, maybe a softness in your breathing. Feel that. And as you feel ready now, take a moment to just gently begin to lower your chin down towards your chest and allow the eyes to gently blink open and to release your hands from your mudras. And we can then release the legs and we'll begin to work with our joint loosening. So if you'd like to make yourselves comfortable with your legs out long in front of your body, and we can begin to work that way. So just take a moment to settle with the legs out long in front of the body. Again, settling with the shoulders above the hips so the spine is nice and neutral. And take the awareness to your feet and just squeeze the toes over and draw them back towards the body just as far as feels comfortable to you. Have your awareness down there in your feet so that you're really noticing how this feels. As always, be guided by the sensations that you feel, using as much softness or intensity into these initial opening moves as feels right for you and your body today. So you might like to start off really nice and gentle and just increase with your intensity as your body feels happy to do so, but always being guided by what you're feeling rather than by anything I'm saying or suggesting that you do. So let's move on through to the ankles now. Take the feet as far forward as it's comfortable and then draw them back towards the body as far as you can.
Awareness in the ankles there, noticing how that feels. Staying comfortably upright throughout the spine, light lift in the pelvic floor, gently tone through the abdominals. Bearing in mind that this posture that we're using is Dandasana, a posture in its own right. So do stay as nice and upright throughout the spine as you can, but effortlessly. We don't want to create lots of tension. So let's circle the feet at the ankles now. And do remember, if there's any discomfort in the lower back in this position, then you can always pop a block or a cushion underneath your seat to lift you a little, and that will certainly make it a little more comfortable for you. Noticing how that feels and exploring the full circular range of movement now. And then try some the other way around. Noticing how that feels and just allowing your breath to flow. Okay, that's lovely, well done. So let's relax the legs. We'll just give them a little bit of a shake off there just to ease away any possible tension. Leave one leg out straight in front of the body and support the other one behind the thigh, and start to take that knee gently through its full range. Feel the movement coming from the knee, bringing the heel in towards the buttock and then straightening the leg out at the knee. We don't want to lock the knee out, but straighten it up as best as is comfortable for you without locking. You may even want to lower the leg down a little if that's going to support a straighter leg position for you. Keep your breath moving, notice how that feels in the knee. Always work with this, just as many as feels right for you. If you want to stop at any time, do. Don't wait for me to guide you ever to stop. So let's move on to the hip on this side now. So with the knee bent, take it out to the side and then bring that straight leg in towards the midline. Knee into the chest, out to the side and then back into the midline. Working here to keep the spine nice and neutral, lift up through the pelvic floor, gently toning through the abdomen so that we've got that bit of internal support for the spine. Let's try some of those the other way around. You can support as much of the weight of the leg as you want to. Use two hands if that's preferable, or maybe even support the foot and the knee, but just really concentrating on working into that hip there, keeping the breath flowing. So let's extend that leg out long in front of the body, and we'll take those to the other side. So keep the leg out stretched, gently active, support the other thigh, and coming into that knee there, awareness in that knee, creating that movement from the knee, heeling towards the buttock, and then straightening up in a way that feels nice to you without locking out that knee. Breathing away. Okay, that's nice. Let's move on to the hip on that side. So we take the knee out to the side and bring the straight leg back in to midline. Lifting up the pelvic floor, toning through the abdominals, breath flowing. Awareness in that hip. And then let's try some of those the other way around. Lovely, and relax that leg out straight in front of the body. So once the legs are out straight there, again, just gently active, toes up towards the ceiling, shoulders above the hips, shoulders nice and relaxed here, bringing the arms out in front of the body and stretching out the fingers really nice and wide. Bending through the little knuckle sections to bring the hands down into soft fists, and then flick the fingers out really nice and wide again. Bending through the little knuckle sections, bring them down into a soft fist and flick them out wide. Awareness in the hands there, noticing how that feels for you. Shoulders remaining over the hips, so the spine is nice and neutral, like lifted pelvic floor, gently toned abdominals, and the legs lightly active. So we're not just letting them flop out there to the side, but there's some gentle activity in the legs as well. Okay, so we're going to keep the fingers out straight now, lifting up the hands and pushing the palms away forwards so that you start to feel some work taking place in the backs of your hands and the tops of the forearms as well, perhaps. Holding there to take a steady in-breath. As you exhale, take the hands down and encourage the front of the wrists away gently there, arms remaining nice and straight, still working into the wrists and forearms. Holding there for a breath, and as you next breathe in, bring the hands back up, lightly pushing palms away, drawing fingers back, taking a steady in-breath there. And exhaling, the hands gently down, again encouraging wrists slightly forwards, arms nice and straight, staying there for a breath. And breathing in, lifting the hands back up, exhaling, gently pressing palms away, drawing fingers back, taking another steady in-breath. And exhaling, taking the hands down, encouraging wrists away, breathing away. Okay, so relaxing the arms and circle the hands at the wrists. Noticing how that feels, exploring your full range. And then we'll try some the other way around. Let the shoulders relax. We don't want to build any tension here. Shoulder blades just relaxing down the back. Bring the hands up, palms face upwards now, and let's move into the elbows. So bring your attention into the elbows. Be aware of this movement coming from there. Notice how everything feels. Let the breath flow. Working with awareness. Trying a similar movement now, but with your elbows out to the sides of your body where possible there, if you have space. Notice how that feels. Okay, and then bring the elbows into right angles with your palms forward facing like a cactus, and then twist your palms forward and back. Notice that working into your wrists, your forearms, and maybe even being aware of that coming right the way down into your elbows. Okay, so we're going to bring the fingertips down towards the collarbones now and start to circle elbows around. Nice big circles there. Let your shoulders relax into this as much as you feel you can. So we know that that movement is coming from that shoulder joint, but working with as little tension as possible so that it actually becomes a little bit of a massaging effect for the shoulders. Elbows coming close to the side ribs, maybe in contact in front of the body, right up by the ears, and a very gentle drawing to the shoulder blades towards each other as the elbows go back behind. But that's very gently there with the shoulder blades. Noticing how that feels. Head and neck remaining in line with the spine. Trying some of those the other way around. Nice big circles. Okay, so let's relax the arms, give a little bit of a shake off there. Okay, so we're going to move into our seated twist here. So separating the feet nice and wide now in a way that's comfortable for you. You don't want to be already kind of stretching out, overstretching your inner thighs. So do make sure that the position that you're settling into is comfortable, that you're able to ground possible nicely through the sit bones, gently through the heels, Feet again lightly active, so the toes are up towards the ceiling. We're not just letting them flop out. And sitting nice and neutral throughout the spine. One hand in front, one hand behind. Just in positions of support for you, wherever's comfortable. From there, taking a steady in-breath, creating that very light lift up through the center of the body to open up the spine. And on the exhalation, starting to turn through the rib cage gently, chest, shoulders, neck and head. And just meet your resistance where your body naturally stops. Breathing in, relax and unwind. Swap your hand position and gently explore that, meeting resistance in the opposite direction. As you breathe in, relax and unwind. On the exhalation, once again, exploring that twist in the opposite direction. Noticing how it all feels. Breathing in as you relax and unwind. Breathing out as you explore that in the other direction. And then with that awareness of how that feels, continue to work from one side to the other. And as you continue to work, be guided by how things feel to you. And if you're comfortable to do so, you can start to challenge that bit of resistance and start to explore moving a little more deeply. Allowing the twist to move gently up the spine from around about that waist area upwards, so that you're not putting any pressure onto the lower back or the back of the pelvis, that you're keeping everything nice and safe. And as you work from side to side, noticing that your muscles are beginning to soften and stretch, as your vertebrae are beginning to loosen. You may like to add a little extra leverage, so possibly taking the hand around the outside of the opposite leg and using that as a little bit of extra leverage to encourage your twist, and possibly even using that hand on the floor behind. Try and keep the spine nice and neutrally upright in the center, so you're not leaning forward or leaning back in any way. Turn your gaze to look as far over the shoulder as you can, so that your eye movement from side to side helps to also stimulate the eyebrow center. Notice how things feel now. Be aware of the difference between these movements compared to those very first ones when you was just exploring where your body met its natural resistance. Try one more of those in each direction, ensuring that you finish on the opposite side to what you started with, so that you've worked your body nice and evenly. And once you've completed, coming back to stillness in the center. If it's comfortable for you to cross the legs here, come into a comfortable cross-leg position, then use that. If that's not for you today, then you could put the soles of your feet together with a really big space between the body and the feet. Knees more or less in a right angle, perhaps. But if you're comfortable with cross legs, then you could work that way. So sitting up on the sit bones where possible, and take a steady in-breath, lifting up lightly through the breastbone to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to lean forwards. Maybe pop the hands down on the floor to support yourself, relaxing the chin under towards your chest. Let the full weight of the head relax forward. Let the chin settle under towards the chest. Depending on how comfortable you are here, maybe relaxing the elbows down on the floor. Whatever's right for you, where you can just fold over the cross legs or the feet together if you're working that way, and relax as much of your body weight over as you can. Particularly letting the chin relax under towards your chest to really free up the back of the neck and the upper back and the upper spine. So really let that go there. Breathing away, nice big deep breaths. Feel the elevation as you breathe in, and feel gravity just pressing you gently down as you exhale. Okay, and then as you're ready, begin to breathe in and gently rise. Push the floor away from yourself if you're quite low down. Protect your back as you come up. And then once you do come up, if your cross legs cross the other way so that you swap the legs over, and if your feet together, then you just work in exactly the same way. So once again, sitting nice and upright throughout the spine, legs relaxed. Take a steady in-breath, lightly lifting up to lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, relaxing forward once again into that space. Depending on what's right for you, maybe just pop the hands down on the floor. If you've got a very tight back and tight hamstrings, you might want to just rest your hands up on your knees and lean forward. It just depends what's right for you. If you're comfy with the hands down on the floor, you can work that way. If the elbows come readily to the ground, relax that way. Let the chin relax under. Let the crown of your head release down towards the ground. And as you're breathing away, feel that breath rising up your back. As you breathe in, feel your body elevate and feel the breath come up the spine, up the back. And as you exhale, surrender that to the earth and feel gravity pushing that out of you and down into the ground, and surrender under that sensation of that gravitational force. Let the chin relax under, be with your breathing. Big, smooth breaths. And once again, very cautiously, very carefully, breathing in, begin to raise the gaze, look after your neck, push the floor away if you're quite low down, support yourself as you rise. Once you come up to that seated position, just resting, hands perhaps on the legs somewhere, head and neck in line with the spine, let the shoulders relax, notice how that feels. And then taking a steady in-breath, keeping the shoulders nice and lifted on the exhalation, relax your chin down towards your chest, but don't let the shoulders collapse in or the upper back round. Breathing in, come back up to the center. Exhaling, take the gaze upwards, look after the back of your neck. Don't crunch that over, keep it open at the back. Inhale, lift up through the crown. On the exhale, bring the chin down towards the chest. Keep the upper back nicely lifted. Don't collapse the upper back. Inhaling, come up to the top. Exhaling, raise the gaze. Take the crown of the head up and over there to keep the back of the neck open. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Coming back to the center. Exhale, one more time. Chin down towards the chest. Keeping the shoulders up. Upper back remaining lifted. Inhale as you come back to your center. Exhale, one more time. Take it up. Raise the gaze. Keep the back of the neck safe. Don't crunch that over. Inhaling, lifting up through the crown. Feel that really open up through the back of the neck. On your exhale now, relax one ear towards your shoulder. Let the weight of the head relax as much as possible. And as you breathe in, come back up to the top. Shoulders remaining perfectly still. Exhaling. Relax the head over to the other side. Try and relax the weight of the head. Shoulders relaxed. Breathing in. Come back up to the top. Realign in the center there. Exhaling, take that over to the other side. Nice, smooth breaths. Inhale, bring it up to the top. Exhaling, take it over to the other side. Relax the weight of the head where possible. Breathing in, come up to the top. Exhaling, relax over to the other side. And once you relax over there, stay there. Make sure the head feels comfortably placed there. Relax the weight of the head. And depending on what way you're working, I'm not sure if you're working on the same side as me, but if you are resting your right ear towards your shoulder, take your left hand down to the floor and crawl the fingertips away. Feel that deepening the stretch up the side of the open neck. If you are dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder, then you need to walk your right hand out along the ground. So take your fingertips towards the floor and then crawl them towards the top end of your mat and really try to continue to walk that away while your head relaxes over in the opposite direction. Let the breath flow. Notice how that feels up that side of your neck and the shoulder, maybe even into your upper arm there. Okay, so now let's just relax that arm that's been stepped out to the side and place that back comfortably onto the leg somewhere. Very cautiously, breathing in, bring the head slowly back up to the top. Notice how that feels. Be cautious, make sure everything feels nice. Come back to the neutral, natural alignment in the center. Take another steady in-breath. Exhaling, relax the head in the opposite direction. Just let that drop down on the other side. And again, take a moment to relax the full weight of your head where possible. And then as you're ready, take the opposite arm out, bring the fingertips onto the ground and walk them away. Try and walk them as far away as you can so the fingers continue to try to walk while the spine stays nice and neutral in the center and the head relaxes over in the opposite direction. Let the breath flow, breathing away, continuing to just try and walk those fingertips away and notice how it affects your stretch. Maybe you can feel that right up into the head, maybe it's around the neck, maybe you can feel it around the back of your shoulder, maybe you can feel it into the upper arm. There's no right or wrong answers, it's just how you're being affected. Let the breath flow. Relax the weight of the head, fingertips walking away. Okay, so now let that arm that you're reaching out with just relax. Let that come back towards the body, relaxing the hand onto the leg somewhere. And again, with caution, with awareness, bring the head slowly back up so that you really notice how that feels as everything settles back into alignment. Once you're back aligned there, take a steady in-breath. As you exhale, turn your gaze and look over your shoulder. Lead with your chin, not the forehead. Once you've gone as far as is comfortable, as you're breathing in, come back to forward facing, drawing a nice straight line with your nose, and exhale, continue around in the other direction. And again, lead with the chin. Inhale, come back to your center. Realign in the center. Exhaling, continue round in the opposite direction. Lead with the chin, take it as far as is comfortable. As you're breathing in, come back to forward facing. Remember the shoulders remain nice and still. Exhale, take it round the other way. Lead with the chin, go as far as you can. Inhaling, come back to the center. Always mindful of how that feels, working cautiously with the neck. Exhale, round to the other side, leading with the chin. Inhaling now, coming back to your center. One more time, round to the other side, nice straight line with the nose. And then on the in-breath, returning to the center. And once you return to the center there, allow the eyelids to close, bring your attention inwards, and try some very gentle, freestyle movements of your head and neck. You might like to gently turn the head in circles. You might like to look from left to right. You might want to nod up and down. You might want to look, turn the gaze to the side and then look up towards the ceiling. But just have a little explore around with gentle movements of your head and neck, noticing how that all feels, always being cautious and looking after the neck, and then coming back to alignment in the center and opening the eyes once again. We're going to move around now onto the hands and the knees. Make sure you've got plenty of padding for your knees if it's tender for you to work this way. So coming around onto the hands and knees, placing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. I'm going to bring the head and neck in line with the spine, and we'll flex and extend the spine now. So just take a few moments to align yourself, and once you're there, don't let the abdomen just sink towards the floor. We want to pull up the pelvic floor, tone the abdominals gently, and create a nice kind of flat space there in the lower back area. So we're not letting that just sink here. From that nice neutral, natural position, before we move into flexion and extension, I'd just like you to sway your weight forward and back. Keep your arms straight, but don't lock out your elbows. And you can explore the movement in a small or large way as feels nice for you. If it's nice for you to bring the bottom right back over your heels, you could work that way. When you come forward, give yourself a moment to experience that weight bearing there so that you're feeling the work, also beginning to stretch and wake up the wrists a little more. Check into that massaging of your knees. Make sure that's agreeable for you too. Couple more now, coming as far forward as is comfortable and as far back, keeping the arms straight but not locking out the elbows. Let's come back to stillness in the center and keep the back nice and flat once again, and circle your back around. So we're keeping the arms straight but not locked out and circling the flat back around. Again, we create a circular massage for the knees, and also notice the wrists as you circle the weight forward. Try some the other way round. Keeping the arms straight but not locked out, back nice and flat. And just notice how that feels in the wrists and the knees. And also, this will be helping to release our spine in some ways. So let's come back to neutral in the center. Taking a steady in-breath there, head and neck in line with the spine. As you begin to exhale, lift the middle of your back up towards the ceiling, bringing your chin under towards your chest. Relax the back of your neck, pull up the pelvic floor, tone the abdomen. Inhaling, come back to your center. Exhaling, raise your gaze, lightly lift up through your sit bones as you lengthen your spine into that dip. Inhaling, come back to the neutral, flat back starting position. Exhaling, lift up the mid-back, bring under the chin, pull up the pelvic floor, tone the abdomen, relax the back of the neck there. Inhale, back to your center. On the exhale, raise your gaze, lift your sit bones, lengthening the spine into your dip. No pinching sensations. Inhale as you come back to your center. Let your breath lead the way. Exhale, lift up the mid-back, tuck under the chin, pull up pelvic floor, tighten the abdomen, back to the spine, suck it up under the ribs. Relax the back of the neck. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale, lengthening the spine, raising the gaze, lifting the sit bones, moving into dip. Breathing in, back to center. Exhale, arch up the back, tuck under the chin, lift pelvic floor, tone the abdomen, relaxing the neck. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, raising the gaze, lifting sit bones, lengthening the spine into that dip. Breathing in, come back to the center. And on the exhale this time, sit the bottom back over the heels. And extend the arms out long in front of the body and bring the forehead gently down to the ground, or perhaps rest your forehead on the back of your hands, one upon the other, or maybe you would prefer to bring the elbows in a little closer, stack the fists one upon the other to give yourself a little bit more height for your forehead. If the forehead rests really readily on the ground and you would prefer to bring the arms down by the sides of your legs into full pose of the child, letting the shoulders relax. Just do what is right for you here. So just finding a little bit of your own softness, a place to just relax and to be with your breathing and to be able to let your full body weight be supported by the ground. So if there's a position, an adjustment that you can make that will make that more comfortable for you, then please feel free to use it. And when you're quite comfortable, connect with your breathing. And as you connect with the breath, breathe deeply into your inner thighs, your hips and groin. And as you exhale, feel that breath rise up the back of the body, over your shoulders and head, and just pouring back into the earth. So whatever's comfortable for you, nice deep breaths. Okay, so as you next breathe in, bring the hands forward of the body if they're not already there and begin to gently rise. Coming up onto the hands and knees once again. So we're going to be moving into a cross the body stretch where we're going to take the right arm forward and we'll be taking the left leg back. We're going to breathe in as we stretch out in this way and we'll be looking forward on that in breath. And then on the exhale, we'll pop them down. And on the in breath, we'll reach that over to the other side. And on the out breath, we'll pop the hand and knee down. So we're going to work from side to side. And we'll synchronize our movements as always with our breathing. So settling into that neutral starting position. Preparing to work with the right arm and the left leg. So breathing in now. Stretch the right arm forward, left leg back, and look ahead. Exhale. Bring the hand and the knee down. Look down at the floor. Inhale. Left arm forward, right leg back. Look forward. Exhale. Bring the hand and the knee down. Right arm forward, left leg back. Exhale and release. Left arm forward. Right leg back, really stretch that out. Exhale and release. Inhale, right arm, left leg, look forward. Exhale and lower. Left arm, right leg, look forwards. Exhale and lower. Right arm, left leg. And release. Left arm, right leg. And release. Right arm, left leg. And release. Left arm, right leg. And release. One more either side. Right arm, left leg. Stretch it right out. And release. Left arm, right leg, stretch it right out, look forward. And release. Once that knee touches down, sit the bottom back towards the heels. And again, find your softness. Maybe widen the knees, arms out maybe long in front, forehead down on the ground, or maybe supporting the forehead, whatever's right for you here. Find that bit of softness and allow your body to really relax. Support the forehead if you like to work that way. Bring the arms by the side legs in full pose of the child if you prefer to work that way. Find that softness. Where possible, make sure that everything is relaxing. You're giving the body weight to the ground. Breathing away. Connect with the breath. Nice, big, deep breaths into the inner thighs, the hips and the groin, and feel the exhalation rising up the back, pouring over the shoulders and head and just releasing down into the ground. Feel gravity pressing the breath away. Relax, relax, relax. Okay, so as you feel ready, hands forward of the body if they're not already there, gently rise, coming back onto the hands and knees. If you want to rest a wrist a moment there, then do, while I just talk you through how we're going to work next. Because we're staying on the hands and knees, we're going to work with a similar practice to what we just worked with, but I'm going to give you a little bit more to work with that. So this time, on the in-breath, we're going to take the right arm forward and take that left leg back. On the exhalation, we're going to bring the elbow to the knee and the knee to the elbow. And then on the inhale, we're going to stretch that right out again. And then on the exhale, we'll pop the hand and knee down to release. So on an inhale, we'll take the arm and the leg out. On the exhale, we'll bring the elbow and the knee in. Inhale, we'll re-stretch that out. Exhale and release. Okay. So, from that starting position, on the in-breath, right arm forward, left leg back, look forward, exhale. Bring the elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale. Stretch that right out again. Exhale and lower. Inhale. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale. Stretch that right out. Exhale. Lower down. Inhale. Right arm, left leg. Exhale. Elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch that right out long. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch it right out. Exhale and release. Right arm, left leg. Elbow to knee. Right arm, left leg. And release. Left arm, right leg. Elbow to knee. Stretch that out. And release. One more round. Right arm, left leg. Elbow to knee. Stretch right out. And release. Left arm, right leg. Elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Stretch that right out. And release. So once you pop that knee down, bring the feet out from underneath and come down onto the back. Settle yourself down In a semi-supine position, relax the arms out at shoulder, out by the sides of the body, maybe shoulder level, just down by the sides a little, but let your shoulders relax. Let the pelvis relax. Relax the abdomen. And just feel that support of the floor beneath. Now look after your back, of course. If it's comfortable for you to extend your legs long along the ground, you could lengthen your legs away, bringing the heels towards the outer edges of your mat. Head and neck comfortably in line with the spine. Make adjustments if you need to. If it's tight on your lower back, then keep your feet flat on the floor. Relax there, close your eyes, come inside, connect with your breath. And as you settle there, notice how things feel. Be aware of the sensations. Notice whether there's been any lift in your heart rate. Notice whether there's been any lift in your body temperature. Be aware of the sensations. Notice how you've been affected. Just allow the breathing to take care of itself. Okay, so just really noticing how you feel there. And if you do have your legs out long along the floor, bend your right leg and bring that foot flat to the ground. And then bend the left leg and bring that foot flat to the floor. Bring the hands down onto the floor beside your body. Apply a little pressure. Bring your two knees in together. Clasp your hands around your shins and hug the legs towards your body. Try a little side to side rolling there, and if it's agreeable in your neck for you to turn away from the knees, you could explore that. And then let's come back to stillness in the center, releasing the knees, let the feet float down, rolling over onto the side, pushing the floor away, come up through a seated position in your own way, and then let's come up standing. So just come up standing in a way that is nice for you today. And once you've come up there, we're going to have a little bit of an explore with some balancing here. Now, do feel free to go towards a wall to have some support, to stand where you're able to just reach out for the wall should you need it. It can support your mind to be close to the support, even if you don't use it. So sometimes you can find just being able to reach out for it can be enough support for you to find some balance anyway. So, just to complicate things, we're actually going to work with a balance and what I'm going to call a number 4 stretch. Now, as you can see from that position, and when we cross our leg over, we get this kind of number 4 image there. So we're going to be using that. So for this particular one, because we're stretching and balancing at the same time, if you want to go to the wall, please do. Be ever so careful that you're safe. So we want to just stand with the feet about a hip width apart and have a little bit of softness in the knees. Taking your weight steadily over and then crossing your ankle above your knee where possible and finding some balance there. And once you're settled where possible, you can then start to lean forward and to sit down so that you start to not only challenge your balance, but you're also challenging the hip working the standing leg, breathing away, and just find a place that works for you where you can work with that. Breathing away. Okay, and then as you next breathe in, push down through that foot and rise up. And as you exhale, place the foot down. Okay, so let's explore that to the other side. So cross the leg over. We want a bit of softness in that knee. Find some balance, and then once again, starting to lean a little forward and sit down. And again, just be with your breathing. Hold that there in a way that feels okay to you. Okay, and then as you're ready, releasing, popping that foot down. Okay, and then give the legs a little bit of a shake out there, just to ease off any of that tension. Okay, and we'll explore that once again on the other side. So let's pop that, cross that leg over. Okay, so once again, start to sit yourself down. Keep the head and neck in line with the spine. Depending on how flexible you are, you might want to come down, touch the floor. Depends how, how comfortable that is. You might want to work with the standing leg a little straighter to begin with. Depends on your flexibility and what you can find for yourself in this position. Lowering the bottom in a way that feels okay, so that you're not overstretching through that right hip, buttock or thigh area. Just make sure what you work with is nice for you. Keep the breath flowing. Okay, and then carefully pressing down into that standing foot to rise up and to pop that foot down, and again give that a bit of a shake off. Just do whatever feels nice for you if you feel that that's needed. Notice how that feels. Be aware of those lovely sensations in the glutes there. And then let's explore on the other side. So we're going to softness in the knees, take the weight over, and then when you feel ready, crossing that foot up over above the knee where possible, ideally. And then starting in your own way to begin that bit of a lean forwards. And of course, if the balance is really not with you, you could just have your bottom up against the wall here, perhaps bringing the hands down to the floor if that works for you, and lower the bottom in a way that creates that stretch for you, where you're not overworking, breath flows, getting as deep into the stretch as your body is happy with today. Breathing away, let the breath flow. Okay, and as you breathe in now, beginning to press down through the standing foot to rise up and to pop that leg down. And once again, give the legs a little bit of a shake off just to ease any tension there. Okay, so we're going to have a little go with the tree balance today. So you can either pop the heel on the side of your leg, you could bring your foot up, down, along the side of your calf, or if you're happy to work with the heel right up high into the thigh, you could work that way. Either prayer pose in front of the chest or above the head, or maybe opening up nice and tall, or maybe nice and broad. These variations are entirely up to you. So we want to start with the feet kind of really balancing our weight. Lift your toes and get into the four corners of your feet. Base of the big toe, little toe, and the backs of the heels, either edge of the backs of the heels. And I find that when I lift my toes, I can really get into those corners quite well. So find those corners and then pop the feet back down. And feel that you're trying to balance your weight nice and evenly. Remembering with our balances that we want to hold a steady gaze. So for me personally, I find looking down towards the floor where my gaze naturally falls is a good place for me. I've had students that have looked directly forwards at eye level. I've had students that have looked up towards the ceiling. So you've got to find what's nice for you. So fix your eyes on your point of focus. Connect with your breathing and feel that your weight is very evenly balanced over the feet. The inner edges, the outer edges, the balls and the heels. Create a light lift in the pelvic floor. Gently tone through the abdominals. Lightly lengthening through the spine. You may even like to close your eyes here for a moment. If that really messes with your balance, keep them open slightly just to support that. Shoulder blades relax down the back. Arms just hang from the shoulders. Breathing away. Connecting with the breath. And begin to send the energy of your exhalations down your body, down into earth. Grounding. And as you exhale, send the exhalation down your body and out the foot that you're going to take your weight onto first. So that you send that down that leg into the ground and reach for the earth's core. Really grounding on that side. And then as you feel ready, you can work at your own pace. When you feel ready, if the eyes are closed, you can open the eyes, taking the weight steadily over onto your side and then bringing your foot into position. Whatever that might be for you today. Once your foot is placed, bring your hands into prayer pose, either in front of your chest. You might like to take them above your head, maybe to stretch the arms up nice and tall, or maybe even to take the arms out wide. So do work with what suits you today and make like a tree, grow in all directions, breathing away. Let your breath expand your tree, drawing your knee back, standing nice and tall. So we're not just collapsing or hanging off the bones, but reaching for life, reaching for light. And as you're breathing in, bring your hands gently back to prayer pose, if they are not already there. And as you exhale, pop that foot down on the floor. And once again, balance your weight even. Let the arms relax by the sides. Find those corners of your feet. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Smooth, deep breaths in. Send the exhale down the body and down the opposite leg now, grounding on the other side. Big, deep breaths in. Send that energy down. Send it to the earth's core. grounding you to the very center of the earth. And then as you feel ready, you can either blink the eyes open if you've worked that way and begin to take your weight steadily onto the other side. Take your time. There's no rush. Fix your eyes on your point of focus. Steady your breathing. Bring your hands into prayer pose, Anjali Mudra, and stand tall and make like a tree. Big breaths, smooth, steady breaths. Eyes fixed on your drishti, drawing the knee back, standing really tall, growing in all directions, breathing away, absorbing, releasing, giving and receiving. Finding balance, honing your concentration, breathing away. As you next breathe in, bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra in front of the chest if they are not already there. On the exhalation, release that foot down to the floor. Balance the weight evenly and relax the arms. Let the shoulder blades relax down the back. Eyes closed once again if you're happy that way. Otherwise, lowering the gaze. Be with your breathing. Notice how things feel. So take a moment to just make sure that your foot position is well placed for you to stand still for a few minutes. So you want to make sure that the feet are well placed. Now, if you can stand with the legs close together and be very comfortable in stillness, you could work that way. Depending on your body and what's nice for you, you may need a space between your feet for you to be able to stand still for a period of time. But whatever's right for you, place your feet in a position that's going to be comfortable. Stand tall. Think about Tadasana. Lifting lightly the pelvic floor, gently toning abdominals, kind of feeling that the sit bones are opening out at the back. But it depends on how far apart your feet are here. Normally, I would encourage you to roll your inner thighs inwards to pop out the sit bones for Tadasana. But if you've got your feet further apart than today, then that's not going to be ideal for you. So just work with what's right for your body. Shoulder blades relax down the back, spiral out those upper arms and let them just hang by the sides. Really aligning the spine. Maybe if you need to here, maybe draw your tailbone under a little to really create that nice neutral spine. So that once you're settled, it feels really nice for you and pretty much effortless for you to stay there. If you're comfortable with the eyes closed now, do close your eyes. If it's preferable for you to keep that tiny gap to support your balance, then do work that way. And as you stand there with the eyes closed, if possible, checking in, notice how that feels, and if you need to make any adjustments to your standing position, then make them now, so that where possible, as we move into this standing meditation, you'll be able to remain nice and still where possible. So just checking in, making any adjustments so that you're able to find as much stillness as possible. Do feel free to keep that gap in the gaze if that's supportive. And as you settle into stillness now, become aware of your body breathing. Connect with the breath, breathing through the nostrils. And as you connect with your breathing, take some control and start to deepen the breath. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breathing, then you could work with that. That's the softening of the back of the throat, or sometimes it can be described as a light lift in the root of the tongue, and it creates that very soft sound of the breath in the throat. So if you are familiar with the Ujjayi, then you could practice that also. Big, smooth breaths. And as you connect with that deep breath now, take the awareness, keep breathing in that way, take the attention to the crown of the head. And as you take your attention there, imagine a huge ball of white light, white energy, healing white light, life force, pranic energy, a huge ball above your head. And imagine that as best you can with sparkling energy, gold, silver, whatever's nice for you. Bright, white, sparkling, crystal light, whatever you can connect with. Have that ball of light above your head. And as you're connecting with that and the breath, as you're breathing in now, draw that white light down from above the crown and bring it down into your heart center, in the very center of your chest at heart level. As you exhale, send that light down your body and out of your feet into Mother Earth. As you next breathe in, bring that white light back up from Mother Earth to your heart center. And then as you exhale, release that back up to the crown of the head, to the source from where it came. Breathe in, draw down from the crown of the head, bring that white light down to your heart center. Exhale, breathe that down the legs and into Mother Earth. On the in-breath, bring that white light back up from Mother Earth to your heart center. And on the exhale, send that back up to heaven from its source where it came. Breathing in, draw the white light down in through the crown of the head, down through the body, into the heart center. Exhale, send that breath down the legs, out of your feet and into Mother Earth. Breathing in, draw that white light back up the legs, back up into the heart center. And as you exhale, send that up through the crown of the head, back up to the source from where it came. Breathing in, drawing down from the crown to the heart center. And this is creating this shaft of light within you. Exhaling, send it down into Mother Earth. As you inhale, you draw it back to your heart center. And as you exhale, sending that back up to the light above your head. Breathe in from heaven to heart. Breathe out from heart to earth. Breathe in from earth to heart. And breathe out from heart to heaven. And each breath draws this shaft of beautiful, sparkling energy, light, white, gold, silver, whatever it is to you, drawing that down into the body. And this shaft of light becoming wider and wider and wider with each breath. Each time you draw the light up and down your body, it expands, becomes brighter, becomes more vibrant, more energetic, until eventually you become encased within this shaft of light, completely surrounded by this shaft of light. And as you become completely surrounded by the light, the shaft of light from above the head, that ball of light bursts into a shaft of light, rising right up out of your building, right up into the sky, right out into the universe. And you breathe now. Breathe in from heaven to earth. And breathe out from earth to heaven. Right the way through your body now. Breathing in from heaven to earth. Breathing out from earth to heaven. Standing in a shaft of pure pranic energy, healing, nurturing, soothing. Now letting go of the exhalation back up to heaven, and relax the effort from the breath. Let your breathing take care of itself, but just stand for a few moments in that shaft of light. Notice how it feels for you. Now, we may all be feeling different things here, and you just need to be true to yourself and what you feel. Now, if you are compelled to move away from this position, slowly start to move your fingers and your toes and shift your weight from side to side. If you don't feel compelled to move yet, don't move. Just if your body feels like it wants to. Move your fingers, maybe move your toes, shift your weight a little, and allow yourself to gently release. If you, on the other hand, feel as if you've got concrete boots on and you just really want to stay there, it's just such a nice experience that you're really happy to just stand in that flow of light and just absorb for a few more moments, letting the breath take care of itself and just experiencing the sensations of the flow. Do what feels right for you. Okay, so if you haven't already moved, then prepare yourself for that. And take a breath, start to reawaken with the breathing, and then start to move the fingers, move the toes, gently swaying the weight. You could keep the eyes closed still if that's good for you. If you need them open for your balance, then that of course is fine. And then stepping gently out of your space, and take your time to just bring yourself gently back down onto your mat now, coming down onto the back of your body in a semi-supine position. So just slowly take your time, bring yourself gently down, just allow that calmness, just allow that energy to stay with you as you just relax yourself gently back down onto your mat. Place your hands, palms down on the floor beside you. Apply a little gentle pressure and bring your knees one at a time in towards the body. Clasp the hands together either behind your thighs or around your shins and hug the legs towards your body. Head and neck comfortably in line with the spine and just hugging the legs in. Relax the hips, relax the thighs, relax the lower back, using minimal effort of the hands and arms to hug the legs towards your body. Let your breath flow. So as relaxed as possible, minimum effort, hugging the legs in. Breathing away. Okay, and releasing the hands around the knees. Take your hands to behind your thighs now. Now, if you are comfortable to rock along the length of your spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest and use your legs to create a little momentum to roll along the spine. Keep the chin right in to your chest to protect your head and neck. Once you've had a chance to work with a few of those, if it's nice for you to roll up, then do. Otherwise, just take your time, come back up to a seated position, and just give yourself 1 or 2 moments there to allow any of those little rocking sensations to settle. And if a cross-leg seated position is nice for you, then you could work that way. If it's not, then separate the feet out wide. So just do what's right for you, and then pop the hands either onto your thighs or onto the knees there if you're cross-legged. Keeping your spine nice and neutral in the center, and just stir your spine around. You can roll the shoulders in and out if that's nice for you. So we're just kind of really easing out through the body a little here further, noticing how that feels for you, and exploring the largest circular movement that feels nice. And once you've had a chance to work with a few that way, try some the other way around. Just really kind of winding that around, noticing how that feels for you, head and neck in line with the spine, and just sweeping that around. Okay, and then we'll come back to stillness in the center. Just take a moment there, notice how that feels. And we're going to move on to the relaxation phase of the class, ladies. So if you have extra layers, you'd like to pop those on now, I'll give you a few moments to do that, and I'll prepare myself for the relaxation as well. So just take as long as you need here, get your supports. Remember to bring support from behind your knees if that's preferable. Support your neck, your head and neck if that's needed. Make sure you've got blankets, extra clothing. Check that you're not going to be disturbed, and just really kind of get yourself organised for this relaxation phase. Okay, so do take as long as you need here now. Your comfort is what's most important, and also do just turn a little bit chillier here today for me. I don't know what it's like where you are, but do make sure that you're going to be nice and warm. It's important for you to be able to feel warmth and to feel warm and comfortable while you're allowing your body to relax. So do really take your time to ensure that you are supported, that you're able to lie with your body where possible, flat along the floor. If it's nice for you with your legs out long along the ground, then of course do work that way. And if you have your legs out long, bring your heels towards the outer edges of your mat so that you can really let your feet flop out to the sides and let your knees relax. And that helps to bring some gentle release to the hips as well. If you're settling with your knees bent, then do make sure you've got support behind your knees that enables you to completely relax your legs and that your heels touch the ground. Make sure the heels are on the floor if your knees are supported. And if you're supporting the head, we just want to make sure that the head and neck are in line with the spine so that the chin is not pointing upwards towards the ceiling. So if you imagine you stood in Tadasana, but you're lying on the floor, just so the spine is as neutral as it can be. So again, that we bring our energy centers into nice alignment on the floor, the same as we do when we're stood up. So that said, take the awareness down the underside of the body and feel into your support, feel into the position of your body, and make sure that you are as comfortable as you can be. Allowing the shoulders to really relax and release back onto your mat. So make sure that your arms are not too close to your body. The kind of the further away the arms are. We don't necessarily want them out at shoulder level as if being upon a cross, but perhaps a little closer to the body, but in a way that really lets the shoulders go. And as you're settling down, head and neck in line with spine, nose in line with belly button, let the face relax once again. Let your eyelids lightly close. Let your face soften. Bring the attention inwards. Feel the support of the floor. Give yourself up to the ground. Feel yourself letting go. Giving the weight of the head to the floor, feeling that point of contact there. Just really giving the body up. As your body is finding that stillness, just take a moment to watch your thoughts. Just watch your mind for a moment. Let the thoughts come into your mind. And just look at these thoughts. And then, like beautiful bubbles, let go of them and allow them to just float up into the atmosphere and to gently disperse. Just allowing your thoughts to be like beautiful bubbles, just floating away, gently dispersing. And as your mind starts to quiet and still, allow your concentration to be focused then on your physical body. Starting with your feet. Feel for any tension in your feet. Take an in-breath. And as you exhale, send that breath towards your feet, allowing any last remaining tension to release in order that your feet can become relaxed and heavy. And from your feet, you move up both your legs, feeling your calves, your shins, your knees, and your thighs. And you search for any tension in these muscles, in the muscles of your legs. And you breathe in, and as you exhale, you release any last remaining tension in the legs, allowing your legs to relax and become heavy. And from your legs, you bring your awareness into your abdomen. Just try in your mind's eye to visualize that pelvic girdle, the lower spine and the muscles which surround this bone structure. And if you're conscious of any tension, let it go. Gently release. Move inside your abdomen. Imagine the organs that are contained within that abdominal cavity, trying to search out any possible tension in this part of your body. And gently release it as you exhale, breathing in, being consciously aware of any possible tension that you might find. And as you exhale, release and let go. And allow the breath, send the breath to the areas of your body where you're releasing the tension. When we are in state of tension, it doesn't just affect the muscles, it affects every organ and all of the systems within the physical body. So from your abdomen now, just move up to your solar plexus, just below the rib cage there, where you get your gut feeling, your sense of butterflies. in the tummy there. So taking your awareness to your solar plexus. There's a ganglia of nerve endings there. And it's the solar plexus which is affected when we can experience fear. Also, the vagus nerve, one of the longest in the body, which starts in the brain and terminates in the muscles of the respiratory passageways, the lungs, the esophagus, the heart, stomach, small intestine, most of the large intestine, gallbladder, all of these areas, when overacted, can cause difficulty with us with our breathing, can cause palpitations and abdominal pains. We may have even experienced a time ourselves when we've had to keep popping to the loo before an interview or an exam. So mentally feel into your solar plexus now. Feel into your solar plexus and search for any tension. And as you're exhaling, breathing in as you search for the tension, and as you're exhaling, just feel any tension being completely released from the solar plexus. Just allowing the release on that exhalation. And this helping to create release and softness in all of those internal organs. And then from your solar plexus, bring your attention into your chest. Try and imagine your breastbone, your rib cage, your thoracic spine. From the spine, where possible, feel the muscles that surround and support the skeletal bones of your chest. Feeling for any tension in those muscles. And gently working with your breath and working with this tension to release it. If you're finding any tension anywhere, use your breathing. Use that to release. In your mind's eye, try and mentally see into your chest. Feel the gentle rhythmic beat of your heart. And remember that your heart is also a muscular organ and can therefore be prone to tension. Be conscious of the gentle inhalation and the exhalation of your breath. And watch how your chest rises with each in-breath and falls with each out-breath. As you inhale, concentrate on your diaphragm, the large muscle that divides your chest from your abdomen. And visualize this muscle stretching down into your abdomen as your lungs inflate and then returning to its normal position with the deflation of the lungs. And allow that movement to release any tension from the diaphragm. And from your chest, let your concentration travel across your shoulders and down both your arms now and into your hands, into the fingers. And if there is any tension in these parts of the body, release it with the out-breath. Send waves of relaxing exhalations down your arms and out your fingers. Feel them soften, relax, release, become heavy. And from your hands, come back to your neck. Relax your throat and all the muscles around your neck. Sometimes causes of headaches can be accumulation of tension around the neck and shoulders. Relax this part of your body now, allowing your head to become heavy, allowing the neck to relax. And from your neck, you move to your head. Relax your tongue, relax your jaw, let your cheeks soften, let the eyes relax, eyelids lightly closed, and those eyes just resting in those
friendly pools of darkness. Feel your forehead smooth and soft, relaxing the scalp and even the back of the head. Feel as if the head is sinking into the ground. Now bring your concentration into an awareness of your whole body. If you still feel that there's tension, use your breath and try to gently release. Be aware of your breathing. And with each exhalation, you feel yourself sinking more deeply into stillness. The whole body relaxes, releases, and lets go. And as your body relaxes, I'd like you to just begin to imagine that it's a very beautiful, warm, sunny day, and that you're lying on a beach in a small sandy cove, and you're surrounded by cliffs that have small green rock plants growing out of them, little crevices of life. And you feel the very soft, warm sand supporting you. Feeling the small grains trickle through your fingers. And as you lie on this warm, soft sand, you look up into the blue sky above. And as you look up at that blue sky, you sense the warmth from the sun beginning to penetrate your body. You close your eyes and you listen to the cry of a seagull, the roar of the waves as they break on the shore. You're lying, listening to those sounds, and you become aware of the waves breaking on the shore. Wave after wave after wave. And you become aware of the waves moving closer and closer to you. As you're listening to the sounds of the waves, you hear them break on the shore, and the sea is traveling across the beach until it very gently laps over your feet. Initially, the water feels cold in comparison to the warmth of the sun. But as the water recedes, you feel it drawing out and taking with it any last remaining tension, any last remaining negativity, anything you don't need to hold on to. You feel and hear the sound of that wave coming. And the next one breaks, gently rolls over the sand, and it covers your feet. And as the water recedes away, it draws out any tension, and your feet feel heavy and relaxed. The next wave breaks and gently rolls over the sand, covering your feet and your legs. The coldness of the water feels invigorating, and it recedes back and takes your tension with it. And your legs completely relax. Hearing the next wave coming and breaking on the shore, you wait for the water to touch your feet and then move over your legs and hands to the lower part of your arms and abdomen. The muscles and organs in your abdomen contract slightly as they experience the coldness of the sea. And the water recedes back and you allow it to take your tension with it. And you're now listening and waiting expectantly. You're preparing yourself for the next wave. And it comes. And it comes and it covers your body all the way up to your neck. A slight shiver goes through your body as the water comes into contact with your chest. But this is compensated by the feeling of lightness and relaxation that you experience when the water has drawn out and taken with it all your tension. Wave after wave, drawing out all your tension. And you know now that the next wave will cover your entire body. But you're not afraid. Your intuition tells you that you will be able to breathe normally under this water. So you wait and you're listening. It is coming. You embrace the water as it covers you and you give to it all your tension, all your toxins and pain with gratitude and love. You give it to the ocean. The water slowly recedes and it leaves you feeling completely relaxed and completely renewed. Physically, mentally, spiritually. A feeling of joy pervades you. As you once more now become aware of the warmth of the sun. Be aware of the warm sun rays revitalizing and re-energizing the whole of your being. And you lie there for a few moments, relaxing, releasing, and receiving. So let's bring the attention back now to the physical body. Letting go of any images, letting go of the visualization, and bringing your attention back to your physical body. Bring your attention back to your physical body lying here in this room. Feel that support beneath you. Taking your mind down that underside of your body. Be aware of your heels in the floor, calves in the floor, thighs in the floor. Be aware of the contact at the buttocks. Contact up your back, across your shoulders, down your arms to your hands. Be aware of the contact at the back of the head. Becoming aware of the contact of clothing, covers, any supports that you may have used. Take a moment to be aware of any sensations on your bare skin. Remind yourself now of this room that you're lying in. Think about some of the items around and about. Remind yourself of the position of doors and windows. Feeling quite grounded and feeling quite safe. Being aware of those sounds. Externalizing your awareness, listening to sounds. Try and search for the most distant sound that you can find. That's coming in from the outside. Bring your attention inside yourself. And as you bring the attention inside, searching for any internal vibrations. So listening for any sounds that you can hear coming in from the inside. So perhaps you can hear your breathing. Maybe you can tune into your pulse or your heartbeat. Or possibly you may hear an occasional digestive noise, but just really kind of tuning into any internal vibrations that you're able to pick up. And then with the awareness remaining inside, connect with the flow of your breath, feel your body breathing. And as you connect with the breath now, take 2 full, strong, big, deep breaths in and out, reawakening your body and mind through that deeper breathing. And as you feel those deep breaths creating that gentle awakening, you can start to add some gentle movements of your own. So you can begin to move slowly and gently, your fingers and your toes, gradually increasing your gentle movements into your hands and to your feet, and taking your time to move on into your arms and legs in a way that feels nice to you. So do just take as long as you need for this to bring yourself gently back to full awareness. And when you feel ready, you might like to bend your knees and roll over and rest on your right side for a few moments. You may like to have a nice big stretch. You might want to curl right up into a little ball. Maybe you feel that your body could benefit from some type of gentle twisting movements. But whatever you feel you need to do to bring yourself gently back to full awareness in a way that supports you, and in your own time when you're feeling ready, bringing yourself gently back up to a seated position. A seated position similar to what you would have used at the very beginning of the class. And do take as long as you need for this. So same as you would have at the beginning of the class, do support your behind or your knees, or maybe rest yourself against the wall if that's going to be
more comfortable for you. Excuse me. So we want to settle in a way that enables us to really relax the legs and settle with the spine nice and neutral so that the shoulders are directly above the hips. So we're already kind of settling into that nice, neutral, natural, upright spine. We're going to be here a few minutes, so we do really want to be as comfortable as we can be so that we can enjoy the complete breath and not be distracted by our bodies. So when you're comfortable with your position, bring some light contact to your thumb and first fingertips and relax the hands, palms down. Check into the shoulders, that they feel above your hips, that the head and neck are in line with your spine. And as the shoulders are balanced above the hips, tuning into that sense of lightness and balance that helps to create a feeling of the head floating at the top of the neck. Shoulders relaxed, chest relaxed, abdomen soft. Relaxing the arms, settling into stillness. Take as long as you need to settle into stillness and to connect with your breathing. And as you connect with the breath, take gentle control and start to lengthen and deepen. Same way as we did at the beginning of the class. Breath by breath, lengthen and deepen. Not overfilling, not over emptying. But settling into a smooth, deep rhythm. And when you're feeling ready, looking into the eyebrow center and practicing the complete breath. Filling the body smoothly and gently from the bottom up. Emptying smoothly and gently from the top down. Not letting one breath go by without your complete awareness. Filling the body smoothly and gently from the bottom up. Emptying smoothly and gently from the top down. And once again, as you settle into the complete breath, be aware of all four parts of your breath. The receiving of the in-breath, a little pause of absorbing, the giving of the out-breath, and the still point where you can rest in your own divine spirit.
not holding the breath in any way, but minding the gap. Receiving in breath, pause, giving out breath, still point. These moments occur quite naturally. The more we focus on them, the longer they can become. We're not doing it. We're not holding the breath in any way, but we're becoming aware of the gap. And the more we focus on those gaps, the greater they become. Looking into your eyebrow center now. Let's take a resting deep breath in and out. And then stay looking into the eyebrow center. And take a steady in-breath now to close with the chanting of the mantra Om. Take another steady in-breath and repeat a silent Om, looking into the eyebrow center. Imagine that being very gently poured over you from above, and then rest in the silence that follows. Let go of your breathing. Let it then take care of itself. Rest in the silence. with the eyes remaining closed. Notice the softness in your breathing and that stillness of the body. Resting in that stillness. Okay, ladies, so as you feel ready now, gently lower the chin, keeping the eyes closed, lower the chin, and then release your hands from your mudra and rub the palms of your hands together and really create some heat there, keeping the eyes closed. Once you've got those palms really nice and hot, cup them over your eye sockets. Open your eyes into that warm space. Let the eyes absorb that heat. And then close the eyes again. Rub the palms once more. Create that heat in the palms. And once that's nice and hot again, cup them over the eyes, open the eyes into that warm space, and just let the eyes absorb that heat again. And then once you feel that you've absorbed that heat, just allow the hands to come slowly away from the face with the eyes open, just to gently let the light back in. And once you bring the hands down there, I shall bring the class to close, ladies. So thank you all for joining me today, and we close with our mantra for peace. Om Shanti, ladies. Om Shanti. Lovely, thank you. Thank you very much, well done. And I hope you enjoyed that, thank you.